Hey, when I think back on my journey, there's been one thing specifically that stands out above everything else that absolutely shifted my mindset and my business and my confidence and my dreams and goals above everything else I've ever done. And I'm going to share some behind the scenes and some specifics about that I've never shared and how you can as well. Okay. And when I talk about this right now, we're promoting our 8% conference that I will put the link in the description below. You can check it out. It's in 2.5 weeks. And one of the things that's really helped me, and it'll tie back into that as well, the one thing that's helped me more than anything else is I remember back in early, because like for those who don't know my story, like I was 19 as an intern, 20 as a full-time agent. I made 117 grand while I was in college playing basketball. Then I sold for years. And then the end of 2015, like 2014, I was doing a ton of door knocking and selling final expense, making six figures. 2015, I had a call center where we were cold calling for med subs and final expense in Missouri. I grew to where I was selling about 60 apps a month. Personally, the company was selling like 100 a month. And then I sold my piece of that. And then I got into starting my own like local mentorship program in Springfield, Missouri, and actually posting content started posting content on YouTube in end of 2015. And then I had like agents and stuff in end of 2015, early 2016 in Missouri. Okay. And then the YouTube channel started growing and taking off. And then I had agents reaching out to me like, hey, can we buy leads from you? Can we be on your team? Can you train us? Can you do this? Can you do that? Right. And then that's like now we're about to hit 100,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you guys. You're amazing. And then I did that all of 2016. I was still selling, but putting out content. Didn't know where it was going to go or why I was putting out content, but I was putting out content. 2017, and I'm almost to where I'm almost to the biggest piece that shifted everything. Okay. 2017, I started putting out, I was still putting out content, but I started helping agents with like training and leads a little bit. Okay. And it's so funny because I remember back in 2015, probably, maybe even 2016, I had another telesales operation at one point. I kept saying like, man, if I can just get to $5,000 a week, $250,000 a year consistently, I'll be good. I'll be fine. Okay. And there's some of you out there that you have done that. You've said that. You've thought that that was the answer. I'm here to tell you that it's just not. Okay. It's not the end all be all. Once you start making $250,000 a year, it's just not enough. Okay. I'm just full transparency. Early 2018, here's where it gets into like the special part. Early 2018, we were going to Miami. My wife, Lauren's a Duke fan. We went to go watch Duke at Miami, January of 2018. I was doing okay. We were doing tens of thousands of revenue a month. But it wasn't enough. Like, I don't know that we'd even done our first six-figure month yet, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I'm sharing it all, right? And I'm about to get where the special piece is as well. I then, at the end of the trip, we're about to go back to the airport. And I'm like, nah, I was watching Cardone for years. I'm like, let's go to Grant Cardone's office. Okay, let's go to Grant Cardone's office. And so we did. And I stopped by at his office in Miami and went to the front desk. And the lady's like, hey, how can we help you? I'm like, I'm a fan. Like, I'm just a fan. That's the truth. I'm in the area. I wanted to come by and see the operation before we jumped back on the plane and go home, back to Missouri. She's like, okay, cool. I said, well, we know. And she's like, okay, wait a few minutes. Let's see if I can find somebody. Then, or I told her I knew Bonnet. And she's like, okay, let me check on Bonnet. But Bonnet was on like a sales meeting or a call or something, so he was not available to come up out of the sales room. And then Johnny, the camera guy, was just walking through and just stopped and said, hey, what's up, guys? Who are you? Why are you here? Are you on any of our products? I'm like, yeah, I've had Cardone U for a little bit. I like it. He said, okay, cool. He's like, you willing to shoot we're still in the front reception of the building. He said, are you still willing to share a testimonial video, or you want to do that? I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, dude, I do videos all the time. He's like, okay, cool. He pulls out his camera. He's like, okay, let's do it. I'm like, can we do it in the studio? He's like, I don't know. Let me go see, right? That's also where like asking and telling people what you want is so freaking important in life. He's like, I don't know. Let's see. So we go. He's like, yeah, I don't see why not. He's like, come on, let's go. And, or he went to check on the studio. Then he came back. So yeah, let's go. So then he takes us back to the studio. Actually, I'm in there shooting a testimonial video. I'm like, dude, I have a channel. I shoot videos all the time. Like, I'll be a really good testimonial for you. So then we start shooting video, and then Bonnet walks in right as I'm shooting video. He's got like a certain background on the TVs. I'm in the studio shooting content. Bonnet walks. We actually, on the way to the studio, we passed Cardone's office, waved at him. He was on a meeting. He waved back. I walk in the studio, shoot video. Bonnet walks in. We start talking about a bunch of different stuff. We eventually start talking about 10X, the conference they have. We leave the studio, go back up front. Jared Glant comes up there and was like, hey, talking to us and talking about the 10X and the conference and stuff. And we're thinking about getting some tickets. Then Cardone walks out, and literally within a few minutes, we're like talking and conversing, which was wild. He just like comes out of his office and starts hanging out, which was really freaking cool. And I try to do as much of that as I can when I'm hanging out with agents now. And just because it's cool and nice and it's fun to do. And Cardone, within a few minutes, sold us 2 tickets. But what was cool about how he sold his tickets, and there's a little sales like tip here, is he's like, you know what, I could do 2, like the tickets were like 10 grand each, I think. He's like, okay, he's like, let's do, he's like, I can do 2 for 15. He's like, nah, let's do 2 for 20. What's funny is it was so smart, because I've still got that 2 for like 15 in my brain as he throws it out and then moves up to 20K. And then I'm like, well, if you can do the 2 for 15, we'll do it, right? Because he knew what he was doing and he got me. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's fine. He's like, okay, cool. He's like, yeah, we can do that. And so then I'm like trying to figure out, okay, how we're going to pay $15,000 for 2 tickets. We like swipe a credit card. It goes, we had to like make sure it would go through, call the credit card company or the bank or whatever, right? 15 grand goes through, even though 15 grand back 5.5 years ago was a lot of flipping money to Lauren and I. It's a lot less now. Now we spend that about every half of a day, max. But then it was like, oh my gosh, 15, and so to some of you, man, 15,000 flipping dollars. Oh my gosh. And so we charge it, we commit, we leave, and then we go to the conference in February of 2018. We were only 30 days out, by the way. Like right now, we're about 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks out from our conference. We were like 3-4 weeks out from 10X, and we had to go to Vegas, right? And some of you are about to come to Dallas for 8%. And we do it, and then we go. And I'm here to tell you that that one single decision shifted my mindset and my business forever. Here's a few reasons why. Number one, I put my back against the wall. I made a massive financial decision that I had never made, that I was scared to make. And at some point, for you to grow and for your business to grow and for you personally to grow, you're gonna have to make a massive financial decision that you're not comfortable making, that you've never made before. There's a few reasons why. Number one, it gets your attention and wakes you the freak up. Boom, good. It puts your back against the wall financially. This is good, okay, believe it or not. Dave Ramsey would not approve this message, but Cody Askins would. Number three, also even above that, it actually gets to where $15,000 never feels the same to you ever again. This is also good and really freaking important, okay? Those are the big pieces behind that. And then I go to the event, speaker lineup's incredible, freaking production's incredible. Like, it really, truly gets my attention, and it wakes me up, and it gives me a vision. This is what 8% is about to do for you, by the way. It gives me a vision for what is possible in my life. Like, I've done that for thousands of agents and agency owners around the country just from the conference. Like, I'll see all these people putting on conferences, and they're doing YouTube channels, and they're building social media, and they're doing all this stuff. They learned that, and they got that, and they got the mindset and exposure and the expansion by being around 8% and being around me, at least most of them, okay? Which is awesome, because I got from somebody else, and then I'm able to transfer that into a bunch of industry people, which is freaking cool, okay? And so I can tell you this, the one single thing that woke me up more than anything else was going to an event, was spending a bunch of money to go to an event that absolutely shook me, gave me a bigger vision, made me want to do a conference, made me want to speak, made me want to share my gift, made me want to share my message with the world. And so I don't know where you're at, okay, but I can promise you, if you can get to 8% 2023, again, I'll put the link below in description, 8percentnation.com/Dallas at this point. It's July 20th, 21st, 22nd. Welcome parties on the 19th that evening. We got a bunch of amazing special guests. We got Eric Thomas, Brad Lee, Carlos Boozer, Andy Elliott, Emily Ford, Jen Gottlieb, and a couple other surprises for you. I can promise you, if you're looking for something, and I know you are, by the way, because you 100% are, you are looking for something right now to wake you the freak up, to give you a vision and a dream like you've never had, and to propel you into the future so that you can start chasing bigger things because you deserve it, your family deserves it, and generations after you deserve it. This is the answer. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how difficult it is to get there. You can drive from freaking anywhere, okay? I don't care if you got to stay with somebody else. I don't care if you got to like talk me into giving you a freaking free room. I don't care if you got to Airbnb with somebody. I don't care if you got to be at the cheap hotel down the street. I don't care if you got to walk in. I don't care what you have to do. If you want to expand your vision and leave there a totally different human that thinks about you and your life differently, this is the absolute answer. It's done it for me. It's done it for thousands of others, and it's about to do it for you. Okay, so right now it's July 2nd. The conference is until the 20th. We're literally 2.5 to 3 weeks out right now, and you can go to the description, 8percentnation.com, and grab your ticket and be a part of this. This is the one thing that has shifted me. I'm not just saying this because it's my event. That's the one thing that I got around it. I got in proximity of it. I was networking and I was seeing it and I was hearing it. I was writing it down. I was getting ideas. I was freaking getting motivated and jacked. This one thing has elevated me and my career above everything else. It's done it for a lot of my friends and supposed competitors in the industry, and it's about to do it for you as well. So stop what you're doing, click the link below, grab your ticket, and we'll see you in Dallas at the welcome party the evening of the 19th. Have a phenomenal day. Get your ticket, expand your vision, and let's go share your gift. See you soon. Look forward to meeting you as well. Make sure when you come to 8%, you walk up, you shake my hand and say, man, dude, that video that you talked about, that's what did it for me. I'm here. We'll shake hands. We'll take a picture. We'll hug. We'll share ideas. I will wake you the freak up, and it'll be the best decision that you've ever personally made. See you soon.